our legal system.
It's so hard.
Courtrooms are places for justice, but when parents face their child's killer, emotions can explode. Just like in these cases where grief turned to rage, leading to shocking confrontations as parents took matters into their own hands right in front of the judge. Especially in the first case, the father's emotions went through the roof, causing total chaos. Randall Margraves, the father of Lauren, Madison, and Morgan Margraves, tried to attack Larry Nassar in a Michigan courtroom after hearing his daughter's emotional testimonies about being abused. He asked the judge for time alone with Nassar and then charged at him while yelling.
Judge, would a distraught father have a chance to say something?
Go ahead, sir.
You son of a bitch.
No, we don't want to swear. We don't want to have profanity. I can't imagine the anger and the anxiety and the feeling of wanting retribution. And if you need to say something to help you, I'm more than willing to let you say something. But in a courtroom, we don't use profanity. But if you have some words that you would like to say, I would like to give you the opportunity to say them.
I would ask you to, as part of this sentencing, to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon.
I have
Would
a
you
feel-
do that?
that is not how
Yes or
our...
no?
No, sir, I can't
Would you
do
give me
that.
1 minute?
You know that I can't do that. That's not how our legal system
Well, I'm gonna
works.
Security tackled and restrained him before he could reach Nassar. Margraves later apologized, explaining he lost control seeing Nassar shake his head in denial after doing what he did to his daughters.
1, 2, 3, go. What if this happened to you guys?
Not behave like that. No one can behave like this. I want to make sure it's crystal clear. I'm sure Judge Price-
You haven't lived through it, lady.
You cannot behave like this. This is letting him have this power over us, okay? She will come out and tell you this. I don't want to see another parent get arrested or put handcuffs on or a victim. We cannot behave like this. I understand Mr. Margrave's frustration, but you cannot do this. This is not helping your children. This is not helping your community. This is not helping us. This is not helping the police department. Use your words. Use your experiences.
It's normal to have strong feelings in court, but here the victim's outburst turned into charges against them. In a dramatic turn of events on Thursday, July 14, 2022 at the Orangeburg County Courthouse, chaos broke out during Lindy Lamont Jones's sentencing for the murder of 18-year-old Willie Antoine Fields. Jones had already confessed to the crime the previous day, but things escalated when Willie Fields' father, Willie Clay Fields, lost control while his wife Angela was speaking to the judge. Fields, 57 years old, rushed past security and attacked Jones, tackling him to the ground and throwing punches before officers could break it up. Despite being charged with contempt of court and assault and battery, Jones didn't want to press charges against Fields, even though he was considered the victim in the incident.
Your Honor, I just want to let you know just what they took from me. They took away my only child. It's been so hard.
Sir, back off, back off, sir, back off, back off, back off, sir. Back off. He's your ass, boy! Oh my God, he's your ass, boy! I'm gonna say the shot that you want! I'm gonna shut up! Come on, Willie!
been so hard.
Sir, back off, back off, sir, back off, back off, back off, sir. Back off. Beat your ass, boy. Wait, get out, beat your ass, boy. I'm saying shut up.
A determined father would go to any extent to protect their daughters, even if it meant clashing with a military officer.
I'll be honest with you, the most recent chats you've been having are with me.
I understand, sir.
Okay.
After a father reported to the police that his 13-year-old daughter had been sexually abused by a 20-year-old former schoolmate named Derek, who is now a Marine stationed in North Carolina, Albuquerque detectives Robert and Bill quickly stepped in. On December 23, 2022, when Derek flew back home for the holidays, the detectives were ready. They arrested him at the airport, leading to an immediate interrogation.
Yeah, I'm just like I say, this gentleman here, plain clothes, is a detective of mine. Okay. Detective Don Roberts, I'll shake your hand later. Okay. We're gonna come right inside here. Got it. It's a heavy door, no?
It's getting there.
Got it.
It's good.
Go ahead and follow him.
Yes, sir.
You're good. You don't miss that sound, do you? We're gonna go down to the holding room, the interview room.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Come on and have a seat. I'm gonna pull in a sliding chair, Bill. You care for one? You can borrow a couple of these. Explain everything. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna bring my sergeant in real quick, just to introduce you, and he's the man in charge. All right. You know about that rank, right? That rank thing. Yeah. For me.
Yes, sir.
Spread your hands. You lean forward just a little bit, makes it a tad easier. Who's here picking you up, or have you already been asked that question?
With my father, and I was not asked that question, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, while we're over here talking, we don't want them sitting out there wondering what's going on, you know. Go ahead and have a seat.
Yes, sir.
Did they pat you down outside?
Yes, sir, they did.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do it again, so go ahead and stand up, just because that's the way we do things. I'm just gonna put your hands straight out to the side here. Yeah, I see your pocket sticking out there, so. Go ahead and have a seat.
Yes, sir.
We'll get the socks here in a tad. Bill, I'm gonna shut this door a bit. Yep. I'm still running, yeah.
Initially, the complaint was filed in June 2022. A father called the police after finding exploitative and sexual messages between his daughter and 20-year-old Derek Stanley, who had mentored her at their Albuquerque charter school. Stanley's inappropriate behavior quickly led to a criminal complaint.
Detective Don Roberts, Albuquerque Police Department. I work child exploitation.
Yes, sir.
We're here about the last May visit with young
Yes, sir.
Caravan. Okay? So, just to give you a heads up where we're going, don't believe in games, just insulting and a waste of everybody's time, So that you know, we've read a whole lot of Discord. Did warrants on service providers, checked messages, pictures,
Yes, sir.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, sir.
So, we've seen the pictures out there at the ice rink and
Yes, sir.
et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we're talking about today.
I understand, sir.
Go ahead and relax, or if you prefer the sir, that works too. I'm ex-military, as is Bill, so we get it, okay? So, we need to talk to you about that. Obviously, as I explained, we do have a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
We just didn't know how this thing was going to go down. What you're going to do with the planes, the delays and the schedules and all the rest of that stuff. So, it was the safe way to do it. So if something didn't happen, then we would have needed to reach out to an Army Airborne. We call it the first sergeant. What do you guys call your top NCO?
Sir.
NCO.
Oh, NCO? My NCO right now would be a staff sergeant.
Staff sergeant. Okay, you're right,
Depends
Bill.
on rank.
Yeah. All right. Ours is top for sergeant, military-wise, Army-wise. We've been working on this since May. I'll be honest with you, the most recent chats you've been having are with me.
I understand, sir.
Okay. So, if at any time you've got questions, ask them.
I understand,
We're
sir.
going to place to the extent that I can. Okay.
sir.
I'll be real honest with you as with Bill. But like anything, before we sit and talk to you, before I can answer your questions, and certainly before you want to answer mine, you need to be advised of your rights. I know everybody hears these things millions of times
I
from
understand,
TV
sir.
and everywhere else, but there are procedures, there are rules. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to read these rights to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to come around where you can read them as well.
Yes,
Do you need
sir.
glasses or anything?
No, sir.
I do. But because there's a portion in here that says I've been advised and I have read.
I
Okay.
understand, sir.
While the girl was in 6th grade and Derek was a senior, they started chatting on Discord. Their conversations became sexually oriented, and in May, while Derek was on leave in Albuquerque, they met up twice. Detectives later accessed the girl's account and used a fake email to help arrest Derek.
Take a breath.
Yeah.
I get it. Both of us have well over 30 years.
I just
Not
wanna
together
know if-
each,
I-
doing this kind of job. So
I understand,
we
sir.
get it.
I do have one question.
Okay, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Procedures.
I understand.
Fair
sir.
enough? Yeah.
Take your time, sir.
The last time I talked to her,
Yes, sir.
goodness gracious, I talked to her dad Monday?
So not even her. Just
Monday.
her father.
You can hear her in the background. Yeah, stuff like that. Why do you ask that? Have you heard from her lately?
You said it was you, sir. So I'm-
Well, the last conversations when you, we just let it go, and then when you reached out to her on her school email, it was like, okay, we can't ignore this any longer. We got to
Yes, myself.
re-engage with you, and see when you're coming, what the intentions are, and everything else. And the only reason to engage with you at that time, because we already have all the other conversations and everything else, and different feelings.
Yes, sir.
Like this, like an emotional roller coaster and
It was a
stuff like
fucking
that.
rough one.
Yeah.
Pardon my language, sir.
I'm not offended. I've been a cop for a long, long time. And, yeah, we get that. But the reason we engaged at the end there was because we wanted that clean break. And, of course, we wanted to know, were you coming back to town or did we have to, engage cameras? So, this is always the better way. You're in your hometown, etc. Obviously the military is going to get involved somewhere.
It is what it is, sir.
Yeah, it is what it is. Exactly correct. Pro or con, I have no idea. We do work with the military a lot. Bill is a federal agent. He has a lot of contacts and whatnot. And I don't know what they're going to do, if anything,
I understand that, sir.
because we're engaging here.
Anyway, me, Betty, and a few of my other friends are very worried about her, which is why I reached out and contacted what's his name? Her friend at school, apparently. I don't know what his name was. It was his Discord. I forgot what his Discord was.
How long ago was that?
Oh, shoot. I've been trying to reach out to her for months. A bunch of my other friends have been trying to reach out to her for months. We just couldn't get a hold of her. I thought she honestly bit it.
The girl mentioned she was too young, both physically and mentally, for any kind of relationship, but Stanley told her otherwise. In November 2022, he sent her a message through school email. That's when detectives teamed up with the state attorney general's office, created a fake email, and asked him when he'd be coming home to set up his arrest.
Through the Discord, I had one of her friends. I don't remember the Discord name. Or they said they were her friend. They were like, yeah, I saw. I was like, why are you randomly? At first, I thought it was a prank, and I was expecting a gravestone or something. And it scared the shit out of me, sir.
Did this person is a boy or girl, man or woman?
Don't remember.
The one that said they saw him.
That's what I'm saying, sir.
You don't know. Okay. Having to explain everything we already explained, having to do that all over again, because obviously your dad would have questions too.
Exactly.
So we keep it proper, we keep it up front, we keep it the way it's supposed to be, and that is, one man talking to another man, or two men talking to another man.
I understand, sir.
Is that fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But I want to hit on the other thing. At any time, you just say, you know what, I don't want to talk anymore. That is absolutely
May I
your
ask
right.
what would happen if that happens, sir?
We're just going to move on with our deal today. There is a warrant for your arrest, so you are arrested.
Yes, sir.
And you will be processed and booked. It'll go on from there. But whatever that might be, whether that's more people that I need to speak to in the investigation, whether there's people in there you want me to speak to in the investigation. We don't know. We don't know what you have to say. So it's hard to dictate exactly where that's going. What would happen tonight?
Yes, sir.
We would just leave here and you'd be booked into the Bernalillo County Detention Center
Yes,
on
sir.
the warrant. And probably be there until you talk to the judge, and the judge dictates conditions of release and stuff. You can do this, you can do this, you can do that. Or he may say, no. Or he may say, no, I'm not going to release you. I mean, we're going to have to stay detained for a little while longer until we figure this thing out.
I understand, sir.
Bill's job.
If possible, then yes, I would like to have a lawyer present. I believe that is a smart decision.
Okay.
If that is okay with you, gentlemen.
Oh, absolutely. I made it crystal clear up front.
Yes, gentlemen. I would like the lawyer.
Bill, any thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I understand.
Good enough. I'm going to go tell him what's going on. Are you good with him for now, or? All right. Be right back.
Yes, sir.
Stanley had been the girl's mentor in her sport, but he took advantage of her young age and used the situation for his own benefit. Stanley pled guilty to 2 counts of sexual penetration of a child, 2 counts of child solicitation, and 1 count of possession of a visual medium of sexual exploitation. Judge Britt Baca Miller sentenced Stanley to 14 years in prison. Being a cop is about protecting citizens, but the next officer blatantly put them in harm's way.
Count 1, guilty of racketeering as charged. Count 2, not guilty.
Former Sheriff's Deputy Zachary Wester faced 67 charges, including racketeering, fabricating evidence, and drug possession, after being accused of planting drugs in cars during random traffic stops. Despite drivers denying ownership, many were arrested. Suspicion grew, leading to Wester's suspension in 2018. 3 years later at trial, he pled guilty.
Please come to rest. Good afternoon, jury. It's 1:45 on May the 18th. Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict? If you will hand the verdict form to our bailiff and he will walk it to me, please. Thank you, Mr. Bailiff. Yes. I'll ask the clerk to go ahead and publish the verdict.
In the state of Florida versus Zachary Tyler Wester, case number 19-CF-431. We, the jury, find as follows as to the counts charged in the information. Count 1, guilty of racketeering as charged. Count 2, not guilty. Count 3, not guilty. Count 4, not guilty. Count 5, not guilty. Count 6, not guilty. Count 7, guilty of official misconduct related to Teresa Odom as charged. Count 8, not guilty. Count 9, guilty of official misconduct related to Joshua Emanuel as charged. Count 11, not guilty. Count 12, not guilty. Count 13, not guilty. Count 14, not guilty. Count 15, not guilty. Count 16, not guilty. Count 17, not guilty. Count 18, not guilty. Count 19, guilty of perjury related to Teresa Odom as charged. Count 20, not guilty. Count 21, guilty of perjury related to Joshua Emanuel as charged. Count 22, guilty of perjury related to Stephen Vann as charged. Count 23, not guilty. Count 24, not guilty. Count 25, not guilty. Count 26, not guilty.
Wester ruined countless innocent lives and careers by planting drugs and falsely accusing people of crimes they never committed.
Count 29, not guilty. Count 30, not guilty. Count 31, guilty of fabricating evidence related to Teresa Odom as charged. Count 32, not guilty. Count 33, guilty of fabricating evidence related to Joshua Emanuel as charged. Count 34, guilty of fabricating evidence related to Stephen Vann as charged. Count 35, not guilty. Count 36, not guilty. Count 37, not guilty. Count 38, not guilty. Count 39, not guilty. Count 40, not guilty. Count 41, guilty of possession of controlled substance related to February 15, 2018 as charged. Count 42, not guilty. Count 44, guilty of possession of a controlled substance related to April 17, 2018 as charged. Count 45, not guilty. Count 46, not guilty. Count 47, not guilty. Count 48, guilty of possession of a controlled substance related to August 1st, 2018 as charged. Count 49, guilty of possession of controlled substance related to August 1st, 2018 as charged. Count 50, not guilty. Count 51, not guilty. Count 52, not guilty. Count 53, not guilty. Count 54, guilty of possession of drug paraphernalia related to February 15, 2018 as charged. Count 55, not guilty. Count 57, guilty of possession of drug paraphernalia related to April 17, 2018 as charged. Count 58, not guilty. Count 59, not guilty. Count 60, guilty of possession of drug paraphernalia related to August 1st, 2018 as charged. Count 61, not guilty. Count 62, not guilty. Count 63, not guilty. Count 64, guilty of false imprisonment related to Teresa Odom as charged. Count 65, guilty of false imprisonment related to Stephen Vann as charged. Count 66, not guilty. Count 67, not guilty.
That was pure corruption and absolutely disgusting. Every case this former cop ever handled should be tossed out because there's a huge risk that those people won't get a fair trial. In 2021, 30 years old Wester was found guilty for racketeering, making fake evidence, misconduct, false imprisonment, and drug charges. He got a 12.5-year prison sentence, which he's currently serving in Colorado. People often forget that having a gun doesn't mean they can use it however they want.
The justice was served again today. I stated that when the jury returned their verdict.
In January 2017, 60-year-old Jiangsheng Chen, a Chinese immigrant, was shot and killed by security guard Jonathan Cromwell in Chesapeake, Virginia. Chen was playing Pokemon Go in his van when Cromwell fired 10 shots, hitting him 5 times. Cromwell claimed Chen didn't stop when asked, but Chen's van was turning to leave when the shots were fired. Cromwell was later charged with first-degree murder. In 2019, he was found guilty of second-degree murder and sentenced to 30 years in prison. Chen's family also filed a $5.35 million wrongful death lawsuit.
Back in a green jail jumpsuit, Jonathan Cromwell faced a judge again, this time to learn his 30-year prison sentence.
The justice was served again today. I stated that when the jury returned their verdict.
Well, it's not fair because he shouldn't have been convicted of anything.
Cromwell's attorney, Andrew Sachs, used the hearing to ask for a lighter sentence, standing by that his client acted in self-defense when he killed 60-year-old Jiangsheng Chen outside a Chesapeake clubhouse.
I respect the judge's decision. We understand it. We simply have a good faith difference of opinion.
The now convicted murderer's family and friends took the stand on Monday. They said the former security guard is a respectful and kind person. His brother said he's known to de-escalate situations. Prosecutors argued that Cromwell may not have had a criminal history but did have behavioral issues. The Commonwealth's attorney standing by evidence she says proves Cromwell was out to kill the grandfather who was just playing Pokemon Go in his minivan.
The vast majority of people.
Now Cromwell's defense plans to appeal. He says more evidence that was not submitted about Chen could change the outcome.
So there are a number of things here that we think an appellate court needs to review.
All of our evidence is on the record, and we are now ready to fight to uphold the conviction on appeal.
Criminals rarely change their ways, and this next guy proved it.
And when I told that judge, I told that man, it's gonna happen again.
Farhan Hoja, a Manassas area father, was charged with malicious wounding after beating a soccer coach with a metal water bottle at a weekend game in Prince William, and his criminal history dates back over a decade. Joshua Brown revealed that in December 2012, he and a friend were shot by Hoja after a small argument at a gas station turned violent.
Brown reached out to us after watching a report about the latest allegation against Hoxa. It was here back in December 2012 when he and a friend were shot by Hoxa. Brown says it started as a mild argument at a gas pump before it escalated to violence. Online records show for that incident, Hoxa pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 10 years in prison with 6 suspended.
Hoja was sentenced to 10 years in prison with 6 years suspended for that incident. Brown, who was shot in the stomach and forearm, came forward after hearing about new allegations against Hoja, saying he warned the judge back then that Hoja would harm others again.
I had no idea the guy was out of prison, so initially it shocked me, just that he was out of prison. But man, it just took me back to that day in court, man, when I told that judge, I told that man, it's gonna happen again.
What steps can be taken to prevent individuals with a violent criminal history from repeating their offenses? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check out this next video right here. This is Detective Mystery signing off.